Hey guys, it's me, Steph, and this is Let's Talk, where me and in this episode, one friend will talk about Wondercon. Jordan, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, so Wondercon was this weekend, and what is it, like is it a 3-day event? 4-day
It,
event?
it's a 3-day event.
Okay, so a 3-day event, and what brought you to WonderCon, Jordy?
Well, I'm a writer for a site called pixelatedgeek.com. I'm a video game writer, but they sent me over there to cover what I could. And luckily, there was a roundtable interview for Dead Rising Watchtower, which is a movie that debuted on Crackle, which is a free movie streaming service that you can find on the internet. Yeah, so I got to talk to some of the actors from the movies and one of the writers, a producer, and the director of the movie. So that was fun.
Oh, that's awesome. So I attended too. I only got a pass for Sunday, so Saturday was a lot of people watching outside the gates. How was it inside on Saturday?
It was cool on the inside. Like, I guess the closest thing I can equate it to is Comic Con, which it's the same guys who put together Comic Con. So yeah, it's like Comic Con except without a lot of the extra crap. Like like WonderCon just focuses more on comics, on comic books, and all the paraphernalia that goes with comic books. So it's generally a smaller convention compared to Comic Con, but considering their new plans, it's going to get a lot bigger than it already is.
Really? Yeah, from outside, there was plenty of people in costume cosplay, and they were really creative. And I spent a majority of the time just walking and taking pictures of people. There was a really good Walking Dead cast that I saw. A really, really good cosplay of Maggie that I just could not get over how good Maggie looked. Another thing I've noticed there was the Jesus people outside.
Of course, that happens at every
Yeah, this one,
convention.
this specifically had a Hulk. They had a sign with Hulk on it saying that, what is it? Like something along the lines of like, Hulk sorry for his sins. And I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with this?
Yeah, that was a bit obnoxious.
Yeah, specifically, the guy that was yelling, because I was outside waiting, and there was basically, basically this man just yelling, like, all these things, like, God is frowning upon everyone in these outfits, and basically he also said women should just be in the kitchen washing dishes, and I was like, oh god, this is drama.
It's interesting. A lot of times when people like that show up at conventions, they end up just spewing lots of hate, which I always thought was the exact opposite of what the Bible preaches.
I have no idea what, like, okay, they keep talking all these things, and then it's like, I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand. And obviously, people were getting heated, and a lot of people were yelling things, and, yeah, I remember one guy just got really mad and was just like, "Hail Satan!" And then, like, no one was really cheering in a completely good way, because no one wants to hail Satan, but everyone just wanted them to go. They were out there probably for good I remember arriving there around like 12, but from what I saw, they were there for a good 2 hours, and then they dipped out, and then the police came.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. What else did I see? A lot of people had really interesting cosplay. Did you see any cosplays that were like your favorite? Inside or outside?
there's a lot of just fantastic cosplay inside. My favorite, my favorite. Well, he wasn't on the inside, but outside it was the basically the gangster stormtrooper. Basically he was a stormtrooper that his armor was colored all red with stripes down the sides. So it looks like an Adidas jumpsuit. Had the Adidas logo on it, and he had just a boom box that's just blasting hip hop, and it was the best thing I've ever seen.
I think I have it. Yeah, I have a clip of that. It would be pointless to put it on here because no one can see it, but I'll probably put that on my vlog for talking about the weekend. But did you see any bad cosplays?
Bad cosplay? Well, I don't think it's fair to say bad cosplay because everyone tries their best, and
Yeah,
it generally just takes balls to actually go out to a convention and
in
wear,
costume in
yeah,
general.
just in costume. But yeah, there are some that it just look like, oh, you're not really even trying, But I can't like really think of any off the top of my head because it was all generally good.
I think I saw. Well, it wasn't necessarily horrible, but it was just funny because I see what they were trying to do. It was a Dragon Ball Z cosplay. I always get the guys mixed up. It was the one with the yellow hair. That's Gohan. Is that Gohan from
I'm
Dragon Ball
I'm,
Z?
I'm just gonna let you just bury yourself.
Go- One of them. So, anyways, um,
Wow.
his I don't know what it was. It was like stringy lights. That was his hair. It was just funny. It wasn't bad. It was just funny to me because I saw what he was trying to do. I saw it. Did you see any other clever ones? One that confused me a lot was this lady it was a girl, but she was in like shorts and a sweater and it had a mannequin top. And the mannequin like was like atop her head, so it just looked like a really, really, really tall woman. But then when she turned around, it was another face. So like either way you were looking at her, like the front had like a face with shades, and then the back had like I don't know. I didn't see the back. I just know there was a face. So I don't. It was just weird. I give her
Sounds
props for
creepy.
doing that. Oh, there was another one too. There was a two-headed man in like a like a black, I don't know if it's a robe or like some long black dress, and then it had like big broad shoulders, and then it was like a two-headed monster, and then they painted their arms like a grayish blue, like a teal, and then it just looked creepy. Did you see that person? You
I'm
know who I'm talking about?
not really.
Okay. Well, that one was pretty creepy. Um, yeah, so how'd the interview go?
I thought it went really well. It was my first time doing a round table, but it was a lot of fun. Basically, it was me and four other well, I interviewers,
Mm-hmm.
reporters, whatever you want to call us. Um, yeah, and so we sat down with two people at a time. So the first time it was with the director, Zach Lipo, Lipovsky. I can't say his last name. Well, Zach and Dennis Haysbert. You know, very famous actor. He's the All-State guy. He was in the Unit. He played
Are
the
you?
president in 24. Um, yeah, they were both really cool. Zach, the director, you could tell he was just very passionate about the movie, which is always
Oh,
nice to see
that's nice.
in filmmakers. And well, Dennis Haysbert is just he's Dennis Haysbert. He's just amazing. His voice is so silky smooth and deep, and it just reverberates within your soul. It feels great.
Did you feel warm inside as he was
Oh,
talking to
I
you?
definitely felt warm on the inside. Then I got a picture with him. He's a very, very tall man.
Ah.
Then we spoke with Tim Carter and Tomas Harlan.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Carter, he's one of the writers, and Tomas is the producer. And it was fun talking to them because we're trying to get into the actual process of making the film, and like I asked them like if it was up to them, like what movie would they want to turn into, what video game would they want to turn into a movie.
Uh-huh.
And Tomas was talking about he wanted to turn Uncharted into a movie, which would be a great movie.
That sounds good. Any idea on who they would cast?
No, they were just talking about just dream projects. So
Oh, okay.
They were saying like it would probably never happen, but
Oh.
yeah, Tomas really wanted Uncharted to happen. Whereas Tim really wanted XCOM to be a movie, or I thought XCOM would work a lot better as a TV show or like a mini series or something. That'd be really super cool.
Sorry, I'm very unfamiliar. What is XCOM?
XCOM is a strategy, yeah, a strategy type game where you fight aliens. It's all about fighting off aliens that are invading Earth.
Oh, okay.
Hello, dog. Then they asked me like, what would I like to see, and then of course I want to see a Metroid movie because it'd just be a fantastic sci-fi film. But that'll never happen.
Oh.
But yeah, they were both really cool and like really passionate about everything they talked about, which was nice.
That's always good.
And then we talked with Jesse Metcalf, who is the star of Dead Rising Watchtower. And he's a really super cool guy. It was funny, like he heard about the movie and like he just sent in an audition tape, and he wasn't really expecting much. But then they're like, "Yeah, we want you." He's like, "Oh, awesome! I need to find out what Dead Rising is now."
Going blind.
Yeah, so he ended up playing all of the Dead Rising games, so he could get very familiar with the universe, and you could see it in the movie. Like he does a really great job just blending into the world.
Oh.
Like the movie is really enjoyable. It's a really good video game movie. I liked it.
Sounds interesting. Did you happen to see any celebrities or people you wanted to meet?
Oh yeah, I saw a ton of people.
Actually, first of all, did you expect to be seeing anyone at WonderCon?
Well, not really. I mean,
I'll admit, I tried to look up like if certain celebrities would be there at a certain time, and I wasn't finding anything.
Well, I wasn't expecting to run into anyone, but I ended up doing that anyway, which was cool. I met Naomi Kyle who's a host at IGN. I met Jessica Chobot, who is the host of Nerdist News, and she has her own podcast called Bizarre States. I met Malik Forte, who works at Nerdist. He's the gaming editor there. He's a really cool guy. He gave me his card, and yeah, I'm gonna email him one of these days. Of course, awesome. I got to meet my idol Felicia Day, only for like 3 seconds, just so I could take a selfie with her. But it was still super cool to actually run into her there.
That's still pretty awesome. I would only imagine that like actors, actresses, celebrities in general have like a certain agenda that they have to follow. So like as soon as that time's up, like they're out. And it was nice. I think it was nice of her to stop and take a picture with you. Because like sometimes they're just busy and they want to, but they can't.
Yeah.
So how'd you guys take the picture then? Were you just like, hey, selfie?
Yeah, basically, Felicia Day just finished a signing, and she was on her way to like another thing. She's a very busy person.
Yeah.
And I was like, Felicia, may I please just have a picture with you? And she's like, okay, just really quick though, I gotta go to this thing. So I went, took a picture, and it was all blurry. So we tried again, still blurry. Then we both stopped, took the picture. And it was perfect. And I was like, thank you so much. She's like, you're welcome. And she had to rush off. But it was really cool that she actually just stopped to.
Yeah, see, that's awesome.
Take that picture with me.
That's really nice of her. The only people that I saw Lou Ferrigno once again, like I always do. Usually, almost every year at Comic-Con, he's somewhere there. Somewhere. And then he was at WonderCon, and then I saw Chris Hardwick, and I took a couple pictures of him. Not with him, but of him.
creeper.
No, not even. They were usually, and what I've noticed is when there's like a certain celebrity there, they don't like you stopping unless you're in line. So I had to take multiple shots until I got a really good one because I was standing next to the loot crate area and yeah, one of the people like security was just like keep moving and I was like okay, click okay click and then I was done. But it was interesting. So was there any like super huge memorable moments of WonderCon?
Yeah. Well, I was like hanging around the Nerdist booth, and I ran into one of my friends, Jarrett, there. And he's just waiting in line. I was like, "Oh, what are you waiting in line for?" He's like, "Oh, Chris Hardwick's about to do a signing." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, Chris Hardwick's about to do a signing." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome, dude!" And he's like, "Yeah, hey, do you want a ticket? I have a spare ticket." And I was like, "Really? Yeah, thanks." Because apparently, everyone who had a ticket would get to meet Chris Hardwick. Um, so I took the ticket and I thanked Jarrett and I started I went to the back of the line, but I thought it best to give that ticket to my boss at PG, Anthony, because Chris Hardwick is like his idol. Because of Chris Hardwick, Anthony start like that's one of the reasons why Anthony started on the path, to create the site and do podcasts and everything. So,
Aww.
like, as soon as I got that ticket, like, I started messaging Anthony. It's like, "Hey, man, I got this ticket to meet Chris Hardwick. Like, you gotta get here." But at the time, he was doing some interviews for Flash,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Oh, I can't leave. I gotta finish these interviews."
Oh.
Um, but towards like coming towards the end of his interview time, his phone reached its capacity, and so he couldn't like record any more videos. So he's like, "Is this fate?" I was like, "Just get over here right now."
Yeah.
So he headed over, and like I gave him the ticket, and then he got to meet Chris Hardwick, and yeah, and he thanked me a lot for it. I was like, "Hey, look, like the day before, he told me, if you get a chance to meet Chris Hardwick, please like give that to me, like because I got to meet Felicia Day, I got to meet all these other people."
Yeah.
And he's like, "At least let me have one."
Yeah.
So I gave him
And
the
with
one
that
that he
being one,
wanted.
it's the one
Yeah.
that he absolutely wanted. Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
awesome.
he was really thankful for that, and like if I ever run into my friend Jarrett again, I gotta thank him like again, just thank him so much
Yeah.
for like giving me the opportunity to help out Anthony like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, well, that was nice of him. There's just one ticket. It was that one special ticket. Aw, that sounds good. Um, in the time that you were walking around, did you think that that was more than enough time to look at everything, or you wish
Oh
you
yeah,
had more time?
I don't know. I had plenty of time to walk the floor and like see everything I wanted to see at
Mm-hmm.
WonderCon. I mean, I was there for 2 full days, so
Yeah.
like it was. I went around the entire conventional at least twice. Granted, I never went over to the arena area, but maybe next time.
I think the arena area just had food. I
No,
think.
no, there's other things happening over there.
Oh, darn. Well, do
Like
you,
I think that's where they had like the bigger panels and stuff.
oh, okay. Well, do you ever see this as like a regular, or not a regular thing, but like a more yearly event that you would like to take part in the future?
Yeah, that
I had a great experience, so I would like to just to take pictures.
yeah, no, it would be fun to go back
Hmm.
next year or whenever.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, for the simple fact that like yes, it's WonderCon and then um they didn't necessarily have, my understanding was it would just have comics and I wouldn't like what's there. But I heard that people were cosplaying, so it was like, okay, I'm pretty sure there's stuff or people I could take pictures of. And even like I said on Saturday, I didn't even go inside, and it was still as interesting to just see the different cosplays and the different ideas that people came up with. And I also witnessed a proposal.
A proposal of what?
A wedding proposal. Wedding proposal. Yeah, a marriage proposal. There you go. Sorry, a marriage proposal.
Oh,
Um,
between who? What characters I should say?
ah, one of them is all red, and she was like in an all. Her skin was all red, and she was in like a reddish black dress. I'm pretty sure she was from Star Wars. I wouldn't know. Never watched Star Wars. The only Star Wars I've
Blasphemy.
ever seen was Episode 1, and that doesn't count. And I don't even remember it. I was like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One of those.
Oh, you're such a fake nerd. What are you going to WonderCon for? You're such a fake nerd.
And another, and some character in all black. Like a black ninja. So it's a black ninja proposing to a Star Wars character.
Ah, a blinja.
I guess so. Yeah, he just got down on one knee, and then I heard people going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then I looked over, and then she was just like drying her eyes out, or like fanning her eyes and going like, I don't know, nodding her head and fanning her eyes. And then she said yes, and he put the ring on her, and everybody cheered outside.
So he liked it and put a ring on it.
He did. The one funny thing that I enjoyed seeing at WonderCon outside was the simple fact that a lot of the cosplayers would stand on these. It's kind of like a stage area. There was like steps, and right on top was a fountain that would shoot out water. And I've
Mhm.
noticed a lot of the cosplayers would time out things, like time the timing right, so that when their shot was about to, like when their picture was about to get taken, like the water was rising up. And did you see the Jesus one?
I did see the Jesus one.
It's so stupid. I enjoyed that. That was funny. I just thought it was funny because I just remember everyone cheering and looking, and it was just good timing because the water rose up. And I did tell
Yeah,
one
that
of
was
oh
really funny.
yeah, it was just good timing. Um, yeah, so I really enjoyed my weekend. I'm sure you did too, getting to meet all the people you wanted to meet.
Oh, definitely. It was a great time.
Yeah. So I would definitely like to go again next year or try to plan that out. I'm not sure how much their passes are, but I know they're way cheaper than Comic Con. I think it goes 25, 25, and 16.
25 to 16.
Well, I think it's did you say it was a 3-day event?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I believe it's like 25, 25, and then 16 for Sunday. So about 70 or 80 bucks for a 3-day event, which
Mm.
doesn't sound bad at all. That actually sounds the right price, especially how much Comic Con's going up right now. And I love Comic Con and I enjoy it, but I can't even breathe walking around.
Is it because of just the mass of people?
Yeah, it's the mass of people, and then like it just something that I've noticed at the at WonderCon. It was more, I guess, concentrated. Like you knew where things were for the most part. Like these are this is where this is happening. This is where this is happening, and I there wasn't so many people where I had to do like the shuffle walk where I have to do like my feet never go up. They're literally like sliding or on the ground.
Sliding on the ground?
Like have you ever experienced that? It's like a you never lift your foot up. You're basically just like sliding your feet. Like yeah, you're basically just sliding your feet as if you can't really go anywhere. Did you ever experience that?
I don't think so.
Well, it's enough that your legs are straining just to move like 5 feet, and then the next day your calves are sore because you had to do a stupid movement because there were so many people.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. So you enjoyed your time. I enjoyed my time, and Another thing I have to mention too is I've been super, what is it? On hiatus
Mm-hmm.
on Let's Talk because I've just been not talking about anything. Well, yeah, folks, that's basically how my experience and Jordan's experience of of WonderCon went. And that's basically it. Hopefully next week I will have another episode of Let's Talk Up. And yeah, tune in for that.
Yay.
I'm so bored. I'm gonna cut it right now. Bye, guys.
Bye.